Hey everyone, welcome back for another episode. This is part 2 of me wrapping the Lancair up in vinyl. As you can see, the fuselage is pretty much done. I haven't got the wings done yet because I don't know what I'm going to do on it. But in this episode, we are going to see via time lapse on how I put it all together. So let's get to it. We begin with a freshly clean slate where everything is a first-time experience. Using the knifeless cutting tape, I realize that it's not as sticky as I thought it would be. Although this does cause some headaches during the project, it is done on purpose for ease of removal once the wire blade is separated from the tape. I chose to begin with what I believe would be a manageable and easy area to learn on, the nose cowl. I was wrong, as the concept of compound curves got the better of me. Welcome to my first wasted piece. I actually wasted 2 pieces of material before I got the final acceptable piece completed. The process is fairly straightforward. Pick a spot, use the heavy degreaser if needed to remove those stubborn stains, follow up with a light degreaser, and finish up with a watered down alcohol cleansing solution. And if I was away from a given area for more than 8 hours, pass over the area with another alcohol cleanse to remove any dust that may have occurred during my absence. You will see me use the heat gun throughout the process. I use it to help with stretching when required. I also use it to make sure that I have no air trapped beneath the vinyl. This vinyl has channels to help reduce this possibility, but some bubbling may still occur. Applying heat to the vinyl warms and expands the trapped air, thus revealing any spots that need to be addressed with the squeegee. Originally, the top of the plane was going to be one single orange piece. After being convinced by a professional that it would be difficult for a beginner to do so, the black stripe at the top was born. I created a taped ruler of sorts out of tape as seen at the bottom of the screen. I used contractor grade 1-inch tape to draw all lines and spacing on most of this project. 1 piece of tape equals 1 inch of space. 2 pieces of tape creates an obvious 2-inch space. Time to commit and begin with larger orange parts. Given that the airplane is mostly orange, I had a greater concern of wasting orange vinyl versus the black vinyl. Being told by the supplier that they would only sell me 10-foot lengths, a shortage in either color would necessitate an extra $100 or more of expenditures. Hey, it's time for a little commentary in between all this. This is actually day number 3. I spent the first day last weekend, cleaning up the plane, trying to get used to how the vinyl works and all that other good stuff. And got away with doing the just small strip of black on the top of the plane here. And then I took the second day to put a stripe all the way across, and I learned on how difficult it is to stretch and work this vinyl, especially when you're alone. Now, I built the plane alone, so I figured might as well try this alone and see how it works out, and it is what it is. I finished off last Sunday by putting on the orange on the cowling here, and I'll show you that in a second as well. And today I'm planning to take the letters off the side of the plane and start to get the orange stripe across the whole thing. Again, if I haven't already mentioned it in this video, because I am putting this together over several days and I can only work on it on weekends since I do have a job during the week. And I am taking off the vinyl today. I'm spending a lot of time cleaning it. You know, I'm a little OCD with, is it clean enough? Is it clean enough? Is this vinyl gonna, you know, come off? I have to say that it once it tacks on pretty well. Now, the installer I spoke to, the guy who does this for a living but on vehicles, said that with the 3M I don't really have to post cure on it, but given I wanted the compound curves to, you know, the vinyl to really take shape on the compound curves. So I decided to, you know, on the edges, just, you know, do a post cure on it, if you will, just to give it that extra, you know, touch or stick. So we'll put the slow-mo cams back on, and hopefully I'm catching the right angles. I haven't looked at any of the footage that I've been taking, so this is probably like, hey, put it all together, and then at the end it's quite depressing. But yes, tip number one, don't do this alone. If you can, find someone else to do it with you. I've been watching lots and lots and lots and lots of videos on this, and you rarely ever see just one guy doing it. But of course, I've got to be different, and I just did it alone. It's not bad. It looks pretty good. The other thing is be aware. What I've learned so far is that whatever your paint has on it, you know, little specks and stuff like that, it's going to show right through on the vinyl. I post cure it and press it down, and there is some little particles on my paint job on this plane, so it does show. But all in all, it looks pretty cool so far. All right, so let's continue on with the day, and hopefully we get at least one side of orange done. I'm hoping to get this done in a total of 6 days. Again, I clean as I go. I've only planned to do the fuselage. So if I've got vinyl left over, then I'll do the wings or do the wings at a later time. But right now, I've got to peel off the letters on the plane, plan out where I'm going to put the vinyl stripe on the side, and go from there. After filming what you just saw, I decided that I would rather apply some vinyl while I had good lighting available, and at the end of the day, finish up with a cleanup of the letters on the left side of the plane. Removing the previous vinyl was not as bad as I expected. It was a matter of heating up the vinyl enough so it was easy to peel off. This was an Avery Dennison vinyl that I had put on the plane about 7 years ago. There were no signs of any lifting on any of the letters' edges. Hope what I'm installing now has the same lasting effect. Removing the glue that was left behind did require a little elbow grease, but in the end, degreasing cleaner and alcohol did the trick. If you've seen the original design on the thumbnail from the previous video I released on this subject, you'll notice that the arc stripe I'm working on was not there. The arc stripe was created out of the necessity to create a break in the long section that would have been required on that side panel. The change added dimension to the project, so I'm glad I went with it. As this video comes to close, I want to remind you to watch next week's edition. Make sure you hit the notifications button if you're a subscriber. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.